Thank you, sir. I would have never remembered that. All right, guys, welcome. Good morning. Oh, man, that didn't sound like good morning. That's better. There we go. We're alive, we're well, we're blessed, we're highly favored, and we're in Ignite, building a foundation for you guys to become cappers. How's Ignite been so far? Great. Yeah? What'd you like about it so far? Aha moments, yeah? I know, when the light bulb goes off. Lead gen, yeah. One of my agents, our agents, we call him JQ, is Jason Quevedo. He's teaching tomorrow, and he's doing lead generation. Jason, this is his second year. First year, he did 2 deals. Last year, he did 10. And this year, his goal is 25, and he's on track, but we just started. Yeah. But he's going to be teaching lead generation tomorrow. And I was like, hey, did you notice anything in there? And he goes, a lot of it I'm doing, but there's some things in there that I wish I would have learned in the beginning. And he said, as simple as what he didn't do in the beginning was lead generate. He didn't go for business every day. He kind of just sat and learned, and he realized, oh, every day I do got to go find business. That was his aha. You guys will get him tomorrow. Okay, so today we're going to talk about defining your value. And if we get mixed up on the slides or you guys get lost in the book, let me know. Sometimes the slides don't add up. Okay, have you guys heard about value propositions or connecting your value? Does that sound all? Yes? No? That was yesterday was Connect. Yeah, cool. And then we're going to be talking about defining your value. There's so much value that you can offer that you don't even realize. Here's an example. When you guys sit down with your buyers or your sellers, do you tell them that you have a full-time staff that works for you? Most people don't. Yeah, you have an MCA who monitors financials for our company, who is also a MAPS coach. You have a compliance officer that's always reviewing your documents, making sure everything is compliant. You have a tech advisor. You have some managers, right? And so in our team, we post that stuff and tell them, hey, we have a full-time staff that works with us. Not every office has that stuff. My broker is in-house. We got a problem. We got to go fight somebody. I just go by my broker's office, and then we go together and beat them up. No, I'm just kidding. But those are things that we're going to talk about today to define your value. Make sense? Is that fair? Yes or yes? All right. So before we get started, I will tell you a little bit about myself. I see some new faces in here. My name is JD. I've been a realtor since I've been licensed since 2009. I got into it in 2008. My aunt and uncle got me into the industry, Robert and Carol Lee Rico. We started at Century 21. At that time, they had been in the industry 14, 15 years. So they were they were nestled into this community. But when I got into it a couple years later, they ended up moving down to Santa Monica. That's where they met. So they went back to Santa Monica. They now own the largest real estate school in the U.S., which is U.S. Realty. It used to be called Cal Realty, but it's U.S. Realty. They're the ones that got me in the industry. When I was doing real estate with them, I kind of was like JQ, where when I started, I never lead generated, or no one told me that. My family, they had been in the real estate industry for 15 years. So their business just came to them. You probably remember them, right, Clara? Yeah. Yep, Robert. Yeah. And so business would just come to them. Everyone knew they did real estate. They advertised on the billboards and stuff like that. So my first 2 years in the industry, I learned how to run real estate transactions. That was pretty much what I learned. Which is great. You're going to need to learn that. But what you want to learn first is how to go find business. And so after a couple of years, I was at C21 Yarrow, went to C21 Doug Anderson. And then I had a team leader, past team leader called Rob. His name was Rob. He's now in Tennessee. He said, hey, man, you always open opportunities. And I was like, always. And came in, and that day, they had me sold on the training. The training, we had no training. It was kind of like, go find a mentor, and they'll show you the ropes. And they had some training. No, they showed me their full calendar, Ignite back then, which was way different than it is now. And so I've been with Keller Williams ever since then. So out of my 17-year career, I've been here like 15 years. I still think it's the best company on the planet. I have been I've been a single agent. I have a partnership. I've had several teams, but I had one team where it was just me and George. Who knows George? George Perez? We were partners. We used to be called the Dynamic Duo back then. We had all a little comic skit and bobblehead kind of thing. So I've had a partnership when it comes to real estate. I've had uh, two of my own teams. One was called the Mora Group, and the other one was called the All Star Group. I've also been on a team. I was on Rob's team, the Rob Talbot Group, and now I am a partner with Thomas on his team called Process Realty, and so I help him run his team. My official role is more of what's called the director of lead generation, listing specialist, and sales manager. That's kind of like my official role, but I help out wherever I can, including with the office. Sold thousands of properties. I've done anything from residential, commercial, land, lease, and buy. Structuring owner finance deals. Can someone get that door for that young man, please? Nowadays, I'm more about. I'm still in production, mainly just to stay on top of things. So I know what you guys are experiencing, what my agents are experiencing. But our goal nowadays is to build agents just like you guys on our team and off of our team, coach them and take them to the next level. So yeah, my name's JD, last name Mora, originally from Iowa, so I'm not from California. I moved out from Iowa, I think in 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. I was 19. Never graduated high school. I was kind of a little butthead as a kid. And so I came out to California for an opportunity and got into real estate. And here I am. Who trusts me to teach a class? But we're going to talk about some good nuggets. I will share everything, the raw stuff. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Okay? Okay, your value proposition. This is a unique and memorable and persuasive statement that expresses the value of working with you, right? What's unique to you? What makes MK Watson Realty, right? Address the specific and special needs of buyers and sellers and markets. So sometimes our unique value proposition is geared towards a certain, I would just say, demographic. It could be geodemographic, or it could be even political geographic. There's a lot of different things you can address to a specific group. For example, this started in Arizona, and we use it. We call it the 72 Sold program. Has anyone heard of that? 72 Sold? No, not yet. You might see some commercials out here starting to come out here. We've been doing it for years as our own team, but there's an actual 72 Sold program that was started by a Keller Williams agent in Phoenix, Arizona. When COVID was running rampant and the real estate market was going crazy, there was literally, you would put a home up for sale and you would have 20 people outside waiting to see it. That was so common for a couple of years. So pretty much you really didn't have to advertise homes. You just put it up for sale and it was sold. So this realtor got savvy and he started telling people, hey, I'll get an offer on your house within 72 hours and I'll get multiple offers. So it's not a pain. You don't got to have it on the market for 6 months. You don't got to do this. We don't got to spend all this time bringing people in. What we'll do is we're going to list it for 1 week. I'm going to put it on Friday. We're only going to hold viewings Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday we're going to pick which offer we want. And it's going to be more than what we list it for. And that became a 72 Sold program, right? It wasn't anything special that person was doing. He just noticed the market and was like, let me make a message around this and share it with people. That makes sense? That thing has made hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions yet. It took off in Phoenix, Arizona, and now it's a national program. I'm pretty sure they had an ad in the Super Bowl last year. That's how big it got. Yeah. And to be a part of that program, because now they've done it so big that they get leads that come to them. So what they do is they charge realtors what's called seats. And they say, hey, if you want to learn our program and get leads from it, you got to pay us $5,000 a month to be a part of that program. I know. We did it for a couple months. We didn't like it. We were like, we could do this on our own. So we made our own 72 Sold. It's in our presentation. And what our 72 Sold looks like is we have people on our team that are part of, so we have a database of over 40,000 people. We have hundreds of investors that are willing to give an offer anytime. We ourselves will buy homes too. We can always get, if you guys don't have an investor, you can't buy it, let us know. Guarantee we'll give you an offer on any house. It's probably going to be low, but we will give you an offer. We also are part of a nationwide group of investors. You got to pay $1,000 a month to be a part of it. It's called KW Wealth. And so in there, they actually have a group of investors that they're just, hey guys, I got a deal here, across the nation. And so what we say is, hey, look, we usually lead with this. Hey, look, why don't you meet with us? We have a couple programs where we can help you out. Number one is we can do an easy button. You get an offer on your house within 72 hours. It may be below market value. It may not be. Sometimes we sell them for more. We'll guarantee an offer in 72 hours. And if that doesn't work, we can still explore the traditional route. So most of the time we're connecting on that 72 sold program, but a lot of times we end up just listing the house. Does that make sense? Because you get more exposure that way. So when it says address the specific and special needs of the buyer and seller in your market, keep that in mind. What are some things that are happening in today's market where you can create a message around it? State what you will do for your clients to earn your commission. I always say problems is job security. If someone's got problems, I love it because I can solve it, right? And so that's where your message, pay attention to what the market's doing, find out where the problem's at, and then solve it and create a message around that. It's also going to hold you to, it holds you accountable to high standards. Some people preach service, right? So whatever you're going to put into that message, you better practice what you preach. Does that make sense? You don't want to go and say, yeah, I'll get your cash offer in 72 hours, and then go back to them and say, sorry, we didn't get a cash offer. It doesn't work that way. Make sure we're staying on track here. Okay. Top agents can easily explain what services they will provide to anyone who hires them. That's from Gary Keller, and that's in the MREA, also known as the Red Book or the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Who's read it? I'm reading it all the time. 2 books I don't put down, the Bible and the MREA book. Yep. Oh, read it 15 years ago. I have the same one. It's all dilapidated and falling apart, highlights, coffee stains. But I go back to it all the time, and I'm telling agents, go read page 210. It'll tell you all about this right here. It is. Oh, yeah. Ron's reading it. So, yeah, this one comes straight from Gary Keller. Top agents can easily explain what services they will provide to anyone that hires them. What do you guys hear when you hear that statement? Okay, tell me more about that, Claire. What about service?
I want to make sure that when I meet with my client that I project the fact that I'm not here for the commission, but to solve whatever problem you have in order to move on.
Okay. So it sounds like your message holds you accountable to providing exceptional service, red carpet service, and you put people before commissions. I like it. Anyone else? Okay.
I think it's everything from like walking into the
Okay.
what the market analysis looks like.
Yeah.
It's the full service all the way around. But yesterday I asked a question on that. What are additional services? So things like cleanings and
Okay.
I was like, what is it outside of real estate?
Yeah.
That should be offering?
So it sounds to me like what's important to you is making sure that they're educated and they understand that you're resourceful. Good, good. Yes, I love it. Okay, and why do you think it's important to define your value?
So you get the commission.
Helps you get paid. Yeah, that's one. Hey, amen to that. So they trust you, builds rapport, they know what they're getting.
When you know your own value, it's easier to market yourself so you can angle your advertising to the right clientele.
Love it, love it. There's a saying, it says, someone asked me, they go, what's the best tip to negotiating? And I was like, well, it's really the thought that you believe in, right? So you're saying like when you know your value and you can pitch and present it, people like pick up on that. If you're confident in it, they're going to be confident in it, right? But if you're not confident and you're like, oh, well, this is, what I'm going to do when I sell your houses, I'll talk to everyone. I'll tell everyone about it. And all my agents will know about it. And then JD comes in and goes, well, hey, look, first things first, we put people before commissions, right? And I tell you a little bit about myself, and then I tell you, hey, look, here's some of the value props that you get with us. You get a free moving truck when you buy with us. If you need access to storage, we do temporary storage. If you're selling your house with us, we'll send a cleaner over there before we bring in the photos. If you need a gardening service, we'll send someone over there, no cost to you. And so you have someone that comes in and explains that. It's way different than someone that's like, I'm going to sell your house, okay? Right? So confidence builds. What's that? Yeah, trust me. Those are like the worst things you can say, right? Yeah. And to be honest with you, everything that we do is not a secret sauce. I'm pretty sure everyone has access to it some way, somehow. So here's one thing that would always come up. A lot of times comes up is our team, we do have a moving truck. Not all realtors have a moving truck, or no one can. I think we paid 11,000 for it. It's used, 200 and something thousand miles on it. Got it from U-Haul. Not everyone has access to that. Sometimes our U-Haul is not available because we have so many people that are closing that they're all closing at the same time. They can't all use that truck. So sometimes we'll just go pay U-Haul. It's like a couple $100 for a few days, right? So even if you don't have a U-Haul truck, can you put that into your presentation or value proposition? Our team, our team, Pulaskis Realty. Yeah, not the office, not yet, not yet, not yet. I do know that it was so hard. It was so hard to find one of those. It's very hard to find one. Thomas and I looked for, mainly Thomas, looked for a good 2 or 3 months for that truck. It took a while to find it. So I do know that the plan is to get another one for the office, maybe a couple more. What's that? It's 17-foot box truck, U-Haul. It's an old U-Haul. Yeah. But if you don't have it now, can you still pay for one? A couple $100. Just budget it into your plan, right? And here's the thing: you can go to U-Haul and talk to them and say, "Hey, look, I want to create a partnership with you. I'd like to start to do this. Every time someone sells, I'm going to come to you." And you think they're going to be like, "No, we don't want you to do that." What are they going to say? "Yeah, how else can we help?" Victoria, our team leader, she went and did that. Yeah. Good morning. What was that? Yeah. Get there, man. Oh, now we're thinking, right? MK's getting so excited over there. He's like, "Yes." No, it really is, because think about it. I tell people all the time, hey, look, if you have finance questions, I literally have 2 people here almost every day. You can pop in anytime. Title questions, no problem. Sandra, I was out to lunch with her the other day, right? Like, there's so much value that you guys already have. You just aren't presenting it yet. And if you are, great, you're on the right track. Yep. No, they drive it. Our team pays. We have very expensive and very good insurance, but in order to do that, we need a copy of their driver's license, and they sign a waiver. They sign a waiver. Yep. And they can only do it for 3 days at a time. They can do 3 days, bring it back, and then re-rent it out for another 3 days. But yeah, we can only do it 3 days at a time. I wouldn't say no. If they asked me, well, I actually had this happen. So someone was like, "Well, we're going to Arizona. Can we do that?" And I was like, "That's a good question. You know what? Let me go double check." And so we discussed it. Someone was renting it out the day they wanted to use it anyway, so we're gonna have to pay for a U-Haul either way. So what we told them is we said, "Hey, it's actually rented out that day, but we still want to honor that. And you guys go talk to U-Haul, go reserve it, and we'll pay for it." And that's what we did. 100%. It's expensive to have that truck. It's expensive. That's why, like, hey, look, you go talk to U-Haul, negotiate something, couple $100. Say, "Hey, look, it's called the MK Watson Realty Package," right? If someone comes in, "I just sold my house with MK. Can I get that special?" MK goes and talks to them. "Oh yeah, we know MK for sure. Here you go, 10% off." I'll figure it out. Yeah. My little clicker wants to work every now and then. All right, chat. Anyone online? Do you guys have questions? I feel like you've been so quiet. I don't even know if anyone's there. Who do we got? Someone talk to me. I'm wondering if, oh, there we go. Okay. I heard someone. I was like, I'm wondering if our volume's off. That's Gail? All right. Hey, Gail.
Hello. It doesn't say my name. I don't know how to change that. It says Fire Tablet. So.
Yeah. No worries. I seen you. I can see you now, though. You're way in the back, but I see you. Hey, Gail. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. These are the benefits of a value proposition. It helps your clients understand your value and expertise, protects your commission, builds strong and trusting relationships. How can it protect your commission?
They sign with you. They close with you.
So,
Say you value versus another agent giving them
Yeah. Okay. Yes, yes. We always say the best objection handler is the best presentation. So someone they're like, JD, what do you say when people say, hey, will you negotiate your commission? And there was a point in my career where, and I still do, I have so many responses. There's so many ways we can go with it, right? But what helped me the most is when my presentation was on point. At the end, it wasn't, hey, this is what I charge. At the end, they go, okay, but tell me how much to hire you. Like they wanted to know, right? So the best objection handler is a good presentation. And what'll happen though is all these values when you're talking to them, it builds confidence, right? They're like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. They have a system for everything, right? And then by the time we get to the truck and everything, they're like, wow, not only are they going to work for us, but they're actually putting money back into this, right? And so you're building that value to the point where when you do it good enough, they've already hired you in their head and they're thinking about the next step. Does that make sense? That's when you got a really good presentation. And you go, hey, look, I'm pretty sure your next question is, well, this is all good, JD, but how much do you charge, right? And I say, our consultation fee for all of this is 3%. And the good news is you don't have to pay that unless we sell the home and we get you off to your next chapter, right? I don't get paid unless I'm handing you those keys. Is that fair? Oh, yeah, that's totally fair, JD. Where do we sign? Right? That's how it protects your commission. Mm-hmm. Okay, when learning how to define your personal value prop, it may be helpful to look at examples of value propositions from well-known and successful companies. So what we're going to do is we're going to break out into a few groups. Online, you guys will discuss this online. I'm going to mute us and I'm going to mute you. We're going to do this for 5 minutes. It is 9:30. So we'll come back at 9:40. We'll give you a little bit more time. We'll come back at 9:40, take the next 5 to 10 minutes. And what we're going to want to do is discuss. Here's the question. What makes value propositions successful? Okay, that's the question. What makes value propositions successful? We have some examples up here. Let's go ahead and do, this will be one group here. So you guys all collaborate somehow, get together, get to talking. We'll do this group here. Online, you're online, and then we'll do a group here. Sound fair? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and break up into those groups. If you need to step out or whatever, go out that way, go out that way. We'll probably pop into here on the side and talk about it a little bit more. Online, I'm muting you guys. 5 to 10 minutes. 1, 2, 3, go. Yes. You want to go? Yeah, come on over. Uh-huh. Question? Why can't... All right. Well, let's go over to the other side because I'm loud. I don't want to confuse anyone.
I know, bro. We were in here yesterday.
Yeah? Yeah, man.
I was gonna close the door.
I think I came over and I knew it.
I was gonna close the door, and Nico was like, "Make a difference."
No. Is there?
It's a secret door. There's no handle.
So they trap you.
It's good if you want to.
Hello? Sorry, I don't know how Zoom works. Usually
Man, I already forgot.
I don't go on Zoom. So
Do you guys remember the question? I forgot the question. Yes. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot I changed that. Got it. Okay, so the question is what makes these value props successful, okay? And I'm going to read them to you guys. So we got Airbnb. Airbnb exists to create a world where anyone can belong anywhere, providing healthy travel that is local, authentic, diverse, inclusive, and sustainable. Walmart is everyday low prices for broad range of goods that are always in stock in convenient geographic locations. Slack. Slack makes it downright pleasant to work together. Oh, that's cool. Grammarly, great writing, simplified, compose, bold, clear, mistake-free writing with Grammarly AI, powered writing assistant. QuickBooks, send invoices in minutes and get paid 2 days faster. State Farm, here to help life go right. What makes these value props successful? Convenience. It's a good one.
They make everyone's life easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Add a deal, especially Airbnb. It's right. Because I rent rooms to folks.
And then knowing what they're offering, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like they're offering what the customers want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like solving a need,
It's the
right?
knowledge
Which is a
and-
problem.
It's knowledge and knowing your business.
Yeah. So we'll take one for example, right? State Farm's a simple one. Here to help life go right. So what's the problem that they're solving?
Surprise issues and get you back on track.
Yeah. Surprise
Yeah.
issues. The time when you need help.
Yeah.
They can be a pain in the butt. I get it.
I have like farmers. I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
They
So
save you. They save you.
Also offering solutions.
offer
Yeah.
solutions. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I said, they know the market, they know what they're offering, and it's like Walmart. I worked for Target, right, for 12 years.
Yeah.
And used to tell everybody, like everybody's like, oh, your fucking prices are higher than Walmart.
Yeah.
But our floors are clean. There ain't shit on the
Oh
floor.
man. Yeah.
We ain't got kids.
Mhm.
We ain't got kids
Yeah.
swimming in the middle of the aisles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
The ambiance is
and
better.
then but
Yeah.
the customers that shop at Target are different clientele
Yeah.
than the ones that shop Walmart, right?
Man.
And so we knew to market. We didn't market to that kind of clientele,
Right.
right?
Of course. Yeah.
So we knew our business. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's probably why a lot of Target commercials are like
Yeah.
white, clean and white, right?
You got a good mix of goods too.
Yeah.
Higher end mix of goods.
It's funny though,
Yeah.
because but those corporations, they knew at the end of the day you're gonna go regardless of your experience.
Yeah.
Because you're either gonna go to Walmart
Yeah.
because you want the low prices, right?
Mhm.
Or you're gonna go to Target because you want the cleanliness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't care about the service part, right? Because at the end of the day you're gonna go. They knew their market, they knew their clientele.
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna get out of
Yeah.
Service matters though.
Yeah. There are some companies
Keep that
that.
extra smile on your face.
No.
It helps.
Then I worked for CVS for 12 years. And
Had
CVS
that
was
little
the
bouncy
opposite.
ball.
CVS
Yeah.
was like,
Everyone's got a little bit of a
CVS is
different.
like, we don't care anything about anything other than service.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we don't care your experience. It's just service. And that's what these businesses know.
I
They
mean,
know their business. They know
There's so many angles. How many of you guys? I haven't been there, but I see videos on all the time. Dick's Resort in Las Vegas. Have you guys heard of that one?
No.
Oh, dude, they intentionally are. The best way to describe it is an asshole.
Yeah.
What do you fucking want? Order right now. That's yeah.
I love
Like-
that.
If you go look it up, you'll see videos.
I want to go there just for experience.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
You've seen it, right?
No.
Oh, dude, they'll come up and be like, "Are you guys ready to order? You're still wasting my time."
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, and then they have you
want.
put on a hat, and they put a name on it, and is all the time explicit or
Oh, yeah.
derogative. Like,
There
yeah.
was one last time I went. Dude had a hat on.
Uh huh.
And he's like, I love dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
bro. He's like,
That's
right
okay.
at the entrance. Right.
Everyone's walking past.
Well, people still go. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But people still go.
So check this out. So any kind of value prop has a few things that are in common, right? It's written in client-centered language. It poses a challenge along with a solution. And it explains either directly or indirectly through implications why you are different than the competition. Those are usually the three things that all of these value props have in common. And then let's go ahead next door, and then we'll talk more about that indirectly, directly, what that means. Cool. Thanks for your guys' input.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See how we got excited?
You got excited just in Vegas. The only time I see it is like, desperate times,
choose to accept it. Like, what are you gonna do? Everyone can tell if you've got commission bread. Like, as funny as that is, I'm sitting there like, that's a pretty notable dish. Like, yeah, you can totally tell. And so if someone's looking for that commission, they're gonna run into this. The green cloud. You said you could see, you could smell through the phone. I'm like, ooh. That's what some of the cartoons like.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get back to our seats. Get this show on the road. Okay. So I'm not going to read all of them. I did that over there and I got winded, so I'm going to pick a couple. All right, State Farm, here to help life go right. QuickBooks, send invoices in minutes, get paid 2 days faster. And then Slack makes it downright pleasant to work together. Okay, so what are some things these value propositions had in common? Or what did you guys discuss? What makes these successful?
Short to the point and benefiting the client.
Short. Benefits client. Okay, what else? Service. Tell me more about that.
Well, providing what the client needs, having listened to them, providing.
So I hear active listening to address their needs. To address needs. Okay, one more. Client-centered? Tell me more about that.
Letting them know that they are going to be the focus during the whole transaction, that you're going to give them
Priority?
all the support.
Support.
Priorities, yeah, perfect.
I like to say priority.
Yeah.
Focus just doesn't give it like enough.
Yeah.
Like, you're my priority.
Yep.
When I get buyers to sign, I'm like, look, this is a commitment, you to me and me to you. Right? So when you need to go see a house, it's my priority to get you in. Well, I don't want to sign. Okay, you're not my priority.
Our group compared it to like a mission statement.
Ooh.
And then said that the whole point is that our client is our mission.
Mission statement. What was that again? Whole client?
The client is the mission.
Client is the mission. And I think this kind of ties into what Clara was saying, as well as, I'm sorry, what was your name again? In the back, what was your name? Stacy. What Stacy was saying is, when you say client is the mission, it's like, hey, we're going to be focused. We're going to support them, make them a priority, and we're going to be listening because we're so focused on this mission that we're going to be listening to how we can help them out. Yeah, for sure. Here's a few other ones. Write these down. Value proposition examples are written in client-centered language. Write that down. Client-centered language. So an example, here to help life go right. Does that help you guys paint a picture? Right? To be honest with you, when I hear that, and I don't even know if it's State Farm, I think of the guy that's in the commercials. What's that? That's Allstate, yeah. State Farm is there. Yeah. Oh, there you go. But it's written in a way that we can paint a picture to it. We say, facts tell and stories sell, right? So, because State Farm has said, um, here to pay for what it costs when a house burns down. They could have said that. There could have been truth to that. Does it sound as good as here to help life go right? Right? No. I get it. All right. Second thing is it poses a challenge along with the solution. Poses a challenge along with the solution. What do you guys hear when I say that? Poses a challenge along with its solution. What's someone give me an example? Either make one up right now in your business or one that you heard of. Can anyone make one up?
You know those billboards for that new attorney, the lady that say your healing starts here?
Okay.
That is so great because she has a personal injury, I guess, or car accidents or whatever they're called.
Trevino?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really love her statement. Healing starts here. That's what it is.
Yes, I love it. What's a problem in what's a problem that buyers have right now?
High prices,
Interest rates, high prices. Okay, pick one. You want to talk about prices? You want to talk about interest rates? Interest rates? Okay, we'll go with interest rates. So how do we solve high interest rates? Buying points down? House. So buying points down is a broad one. You can go with temporary buy downs or permanent buy downs, right? Change it to a 15-year. Yeah. House. Improve your credit score. Mm-hmm. Different program. Structure your own deal with the seller finance. Go get an assumable. There's 5 solutions we offer. Put more money down. Okay, cool. So problem is interest rate, right? And then we just talked about 5 solutions to it. Someone pick one. What's a solution that you would advertise? We went, again, assumables, seller finance, improve your credit, pay more money, lower term or different terms. Which one sticks out? You got ahead of me, but good. Say that again. What was it?
Pay more money now, spend less money later.
More money now. Now, spend later. I'm sorry. Spend less later.
Exponentially less later.
Yes.
It's not just like equal less later.
You're good. So check it out. We just created a value proposition right there, right? So if someone hears, hey, put more money now, but spend less later, what's that going to do? Does it raise some questions? Makes you pique your curiosity, right? Because there's value to it. How do I do that? Okay. All right, and then last one. It explains directly or indirectly, directly or indirectly, through implications why you're different than competition. So it's going to explain directly or indirectly why you're different. So I'm going to use the moving truck. It's always the easiest one. So I'm going to use them all the time. I'll go show a house, or they'll be at my open house, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we're just getting started, but my mom has a realtor." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, cool, that's awesome." Well, one thing that I'll say to get them to self-discover that I have maybe something different than other people do is I'll say, "Oh, hey, that's cool. Do you get a free moving truck with them when you move?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I go, "Oh, well, our team, we have a moving truck, and you can use it for free. You just got to rent it out 3 days. Just put the gas that you use back in." So that is a direct form of saying I'm different than the competition. Does that make sense? You can also do it indirectly. So another way is with lenders, right? "Oh, no, we're good. We're pre-approved. Hey, no problem. My company right now is running a special where if you buy a home with us, with certain partners, we'll waive your appraisal fee. Saves you $1,000. right? And they're like, oh, how do I do that? That's an indirect way of saying I'm different, because most people don't do that. That lender didn't say, hey, I'm going to waive the appraisal fee. It'll save you $1,000. That makes sense? Directly, indirectly. Explains why you're different. Any questions on that? Okay, good. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so guys, what are some other knowledge, attitudes, skills, and beliefs that you possess? This is going to you individually, that you possess that might help you stand out as an agent. Here's some examples. Bilingual. You've worked in sales. Family member is already in the industry, or friend or mentor. They have a degree in finance, accounting, business, and real estate. When I first did this exercise, I forgot who it was with, Tom Ferry or something like that. And they was like, what makes you different? And I was like, I got no kids. I was like 19. I was like, man, well, I don't got no kids. They don't distract me. So, not a strong enough value proposition, I learned. So I eventually turned it into, I was like, okay, let me take this layers deep, and they coached me through it. And at one point in time, my mission statement was, JD Mora, the realtor, providing wholehearted service or something like that. Because back then I was always, I'm from a small town in Iowa, where like your neighbors, and schools have like rivalries and stuff like that, northwest, east, and just small community. And I remember there was a company out there called Culligan's, and their statement was, worldwide name, small town service, right? And I was like, oh, I like that. But I knew, I was like, when I would go meet with people, they really liked who I was just as a person. And they're like, I trust you, you sound knowledgeable. And I would get that over and over again. And so I was like, okay, well, that's just because I care about the service that I provide and the people I'm working with. And I've turned it into a statement, right? At that time, one of the things that helped me stand out as agents, because I wasn't the smartest real estate agent, I wasn't the highest producer at that time, but I cared a lot about the people I worked with, and I still do. So bilingual is another one that you could use. Worked in sales. What are some other examples? What's your guys' unique value proposition? Okay, I'm good at knowing numbers. I like it. What else? Dang, well, it sounds like you guys need to do some soul searching. There we go. Come on. Okay. Oh, all right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay. Numbers. So we like to say economist of choice. Right? I like it, right? Yeah. Oh, if you guys aren't signed up for Morning Brew, sign up for it. It's a newsletter that goes out every day, Monday through Sunday. And the first part has like a quick snapshot on what the stock markets are doing in the U.S. Literally like up, down. It'll tell you the difference. Very easy to read. Morning Brew. You can. I don't know if they have a website, but if you go to their Instagram, it's Morning Brew. But every morning they send that to you, and they have a real estate one. They have a world news one. It's a real easy way to know what's going on in the world. But it's not just that. So that's part of the tool. One of the tools that I use. Check your statistics weekly, monthly. Guys, it's your instructor tomorrow. Say hi, JQ. This is JQ, guys.
They have it's morningbrew.com, and you put your email.
There you go. Yeah, it's a.
Easily subscribe it in 2 seconds.
All right, so economist of choice, because I'm passionate about knowing my numbers. Investment knowledge. What else? Available. Ooh, there's somebody that said the best. Gosh, what comes to me? It's something like the best personality is availability, or something like that. But availability. What else?
Because it is my passion, and there's nothing else that I'd rather do. I love what I do.
Passion. Now let's take it like maybe a little layer deep. Give me a couple more examples that you do, or specifically to you, that no other agent would do or offer. I'll give you one example. Well, someone might do this, but most don't. Our one of our agents, DJ, JQ, can attest to this. DJ tells everyone, when you buy a home with me, I'll move. I'll help you move. DJ is like a buff guy. Like he's a big buff guy. So he loves to move things around like that. And he's like, when you move, when you buy or sell, I'll help you move. Not only will I help you move, but I'll bring some helpers with me. And he usually pays like one of us to go. Like I've gone and helped him. JQ, I'm sure you've helped him. We've helped like we do it. We help each other. But sometimes he'll go hire his brother to go do it. Right? That's something that I'm not doing that. I'd rather pay someone. Like not me, but I'll pay someone to do it.
Or else ladies can't do it. So.
Compliment your DJ service for your first housewarming.
What was that? Oh, that's right. Yeah, there we go. Ron says, you confused me because my agent's name is DJ. And I was like, what? Ron. So Ron says, Ron has a background DJing, guys. So Ron says, when you buy with me, I'll DJ your housewarming party.
Nice. Yeah.
Free house cleaning.
Ooh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
I want my client, because my clients are concerned about how clean the house is before they move into it.
Yep.
And so I'm going to offer to clean it for them. If it's not myself, then I'll hook them up with my girl and probably pay for their first time.
We have a cleaner that will do it for $150 to $250 usually, but it also depends, right?
That's not right. How bad it is.
It also depends. But you're saying either way, I'll get in there and I'll do it myself or have someone, yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Okay. These are, again, some more examples. I was talking about like, hey, you guys have a full-time staff. Tell people that. Here's some other ways you can just use KW, some possible ways to charge up your value proposition. Clara, what's the first one say underneath KW and Market Center Value?
KW Market Center Value, I have access to the collective knowledge and experience of nearly 200,000 agents worldwide.
Yeah. In Command, well, everyone has Command. Has anyone not gone into Command yet? Okay, good. Live in it. That's your business. One of the value props that I offer, and JQ does this as well. If we have clients that are moving out of state, I go, whoa, pump the brakes. You're going out of state. One of the things that our team does as a complimentary service to you, no extra cost, is we'll interview agents in the area that you're moving to, and we'll give you a few that you can either interview or pick. That way you know who you're working with. Like, oh, JD, how do you do that? If you go into Command, we have a referral program in there. You can literally put in the zip code, you can put in the area, you can zoom in on a map, and it'll bring up all the agents, and it'll have their production in there. So you can see if they're buyer heavy, if they're seller heavy. Usually that interview, what it looks like for me is I call 3 people, and always, never fails, most of them don't call me back except for 1. So I try to get 3. Sometimes it's only 1. But I go and look to see who it's in the top 10. They got to be in the top 10. I call all top 10. My goal is to get 3. Most of the time, I only get 1 that calls me back.
Is there any way that, like, is there any place that we could see, like, if their past clients have left any reviews on it? Because that would say a lot who to match it with.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But, I mean, you have that agent's info in there. So you can probably go to their website. I'm sure they have, like, their Zillow profile link or Google reviews on there.
Okay, good.
Okay. Fiduciary, I can point you to reputable resources for service providers such as handymen, window washers, tax associates, and financial advisors. So this morning, one of our agents, Tyler, he came up to me. He's like, JD, do you know a mechanic? And I was like, I know mechanics. I just got to think. I got to go find the number or someone. I know it through somebody. And he goes, it's okay. I'll just Google it. And I was like, no, you won't. Don't do that. I don't want you to get overcharged or just taken advantage of. Not anyone takes advantage of Tyler, but I'm like, no, if I can help that, let me. And I realized, I'm like, man, it feels so much better when you go to get a new service that you're not familiar with when it comes through a recommendation. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
100%, right? That's a value proposition. Most of the time, they don't like, for us, we always say, give them a few options, right? And let them pick. But most of the time, they go with the first one. Like, all right, I got 3 inspectors. The first guy's name is, he's Ryan. He's a great guy. I'll use him, JD. Because you said it, I'll use him. I'm like, no, I got 2 more. Yeah, we got a whole thing of vendors right over there.
And Lena's husband has the automotive.
Yeah, Lena's husband. That's who he needs to call. Thank you, Clara. Yeah, that's who it is.
He passed around the information.
Lena's one of our agents. Her husband owns a mechanic and auto body shop. Okay, and then market expert. I can help you price your home to sell because I'm very tuned into the market of the moment, economist of choice. Because you know your numbers, you know your statistics, you can price the home. Here is, I'll give you an example, and this is a true value proposition, right? When it comes to skills and knowing the market. JQ, if you have a listing, right, and you're going to go to the presentation and you're going to make a pitch, and we see that the home, let's say it's, nice home, top of the market, and the top of the market right now shows 400,000. Like, hey, there's homes that sold at 4. Are you listing it at 400? Anyone, just hypothetically. Okay. And what are homes kind of selling for in today's market? List price to sales price percentage. Do you remember? Thank you. Does anyone know the list price to sales price? Virginia. Well, that's not going to be me. I think Virginia's MacBook is trying to connect to this. Hold on, let me. It's about 97. This will make sense here in a minute, guys. I got chaos going on. Hold on. Hey, Mondo? Is Mondo over there? We kind of got an emergency. The screen is doing something. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So when we go list properties right now, what happens is most agents, they'll say, I don't know, I just look at the screen. I don't know if Virginia's here or not. Okay. So right now, what's happening in the market is the market's kind of been at a stasis. Hasn't gone up or hasn't really gone down. Sometimes it goes up and then it comes back down. Like we're kind of been staying around the same spot. And so we monitor what's called a list price to sales price percentage. How much did the home sell for compared to what it was listed for? So here's an example. Just to keep math simple, if a home was listed, let me make this thicker. That's still not. 100K, $100,000 house. The list price to sales price in December was like 96.7%, I think. So we'll just call it 97, okay? With a list price of 97, list price to sales price percentage of 97%, what that's saying is when you put a house up for sale, out of all the homes that sold in December, sellers got 97,000 out of that 100K. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can see this. As a seller, you can see, I lost 3,000. The way we kind of use it is we use it in a couple different ways. We use it for buyers. We'll say, hey, buyers, a lot of you want to come in and offer like 100,000 below market. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't, and I'll write it up. But if you actually want to buy a house in today's market, because in December, most of the people got 97%, right? So the way we use it when we list properties is, so if I go in and I say, hey, look, your house clearly is worth 100,000. We're not going to put it up for sale for 100,000. Want to know why? Because the numbers show, if you look at days on market and stuff like that, anything that's listed at the top is going to sit. And more than likely, it's going to take a hit on the sales price, costing you time and money. You don't want that, right? No. And so what we say is, look, instead of listing it at 100,000, we're going to list it at 95K. We're going to do what's called price. See, the light bulb went off in JQ's head. He's like, I know what you're talking about now. Price ahead of market. That makes sense? Because look, the goal in today's market is sold. Are there homes that don't sell? I have people that their livelihoods are on the line and they can't sell their house. Some of them owe too much, all that stuff. And so what happens is, look, you don't want to have your home sit on the market. So let's do this. We know that you're probably going to sell it for $97,000. Let's be honest. That's what the numbers show in December. Does that make sense? So you have 2 options. We can go 97,000 and then let the market continue to slip. And then in 30 days, you're actually going to get 95,000, but you wasted, 30 days, 60 days on the market. 2 months of mortgage payments, 2 months of utility bills, right? That's called cost of holding. Let's nip that in the butt. Let's do 95 today, and then in 2 weeks, you'll have an offer. 30 days, you'll have cash in your pocket. Does that work for you? It's called pricing ahead of the market. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Did he fix my screen? Not yet. So that was underneath Market Expert. I can help you price your home to sell because I'm very tuned into the market of the moment. Could you imagine if you were a seller and you had to sell your house and an agent goes, "Ooh, I think it's worth 100." I'm gonna tell them 100. 100, yeah, looks good. Let me go to Zillow. What's Zillow say? Okay, we'll just go with what Zillow says, right? And then the home sits on the market, doesn't sell. Or you come talk to JD or a Keller Williams agent. You come talk to Keller Williams agent and they're like, look, seller, your home is worth 100,000 all day long. Go get an appraisal, you'll get 100,000. But list price and what it actually sells for is different. If you want it sold, money in your pocket in 30 days, 60 days, we need a price ahead of the market because homes are selling for 97% of what we listed for. That means 95,000 in your pocket, okay? Do I sound confident? Like I know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I lied. That's all fake. No, I'm just kidding. It's true. 100% true. How'd you going? Okay. I don't know if he's still working on that, but we'll just move and groove with it. Well, perfect timing. Let's talk about some ahas. What are some ahas? Mondo, I'm still down. What did you guys learn about value propositions? Was there anything that stuck out that you liked? Or maybe someone said or did?
That you're keeping your value at the top of their head.
Oh, yeah. Live it, breathe it.
It helps preserve your commission.
Yeah. What is one thing that you're going to go and implement or change or do in your business today from what you've learned?
I'd say the sales price ratio, having that in mind from the seller. It's like a tool for that.
Okay, good. Yeah. So what JQ's saying is, hey, look, it's very important to know numbers and strategy. You can make that part of your proposition. Oh, there you go. She's going to start creating a vendors list. There's a class called Never Ending Referrals. It's a MAPS coaching class. It's about $200 a month. Clara's taking it. I think JQ's taking parts of it. I actually have access to it. I could talk to the office and maybe get you guys access to it. But it's like 8 sessions, and it's mainly designed to build a system around your command. So you talk to everyone in your system once a quarter through various tools. So if you got 40,000 people in there, they hear from you at least once a quarter minimum. One of them is called business to business vendors, B2B. And it's a way to lead generate. And what you do is it's got a list, and it starts with A. We used to call it the phone book method, but now it's in Never Ending Referrals. It's called the vendor list. A, automotive. So we would go open up the yellow book, and then, I think it's Yelp nowadays, whatever it is online. And we're like, all right, automotive, first one. Actually, what I do now, if I go for an automotive, or let's say an attorney, I'm looking for an attorney, I'll Google attorneys in my area, and I'll look for the top rated ones, but I don't go with the one that has the most reviews. I go for the one that has a decent amount of reviews and good reviews. Because usually the ones at the top, they're already working with agents. So I'm like, let me go to the underdog. They're usually not working with agents. And the script goes, hey, look, my name's JD. I'm a realtor in the area. I want to find people that provide 5-star service just like I do and see how we can help each other out. Is it okay if I stop by and drop off my business card, introduce myself, and then we can see how we can help each other out? And so you do that, A, B, C, D. You can have multiple people in there, right? My vendor group is called Vendor Shift. We actually have a name for it. We meet about once every 2 weeks, sometimes once a week. We put on events. We got one coming up. So I do things with them. They help absorb costs, right, JQ? Man, we do events and it's thousands of dollars. We'll usually get half, if not all of it, paid for by vendors. Yeah. But are we valuable to them? We send them a lot of business. Okay. It's 10:10, guys. Let's take a quick, we can do a quick 5-minute break or we can power through. What do you guys want to do? Power through? Sounds like majority. Okay. Okay, an important aspect of designing your value prop is understanding what matters most to buyers and sellers so you know how to best position yourself. Kind of talked about this earlier. We're going to talk about it some more. Understanding what buyers and sellers want out of their real estate experience is not complex. It requires that you know the purpose of real estate. The purpose of real estate is different for buyers and sellers. In the MREA on page 94, it talks about this. For buyers, their goal is to find just the right home at the best price in the right time with the least number of problems. Again, that's MREA, page 94. Gary also talks about sellers. Their goal is to net the most amount of money. I want to make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time with the least number of problems, right? Make me a lot of money really fast and be my Tylenol. I don't want no headaches. So what happens to your client's buying or selling experience if you don't understand the purpose of real estate for buyers or sellers? So I'm asking that one more time. What happens, what experience does your clients experience if you don't understand their purpose? There's a MAPS coach, his name is Brian, and he would say, prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. Right? Could you imagine if you went into a hospital and you're like, oh, doctor, my heart hurts and my stomach, oh, the pain. And he's like, you'll be okay, take some Tylenol. Would you feel comfortable with that? No, that's malpractice, right? A lot of agents show up that way in their business. I want to buy a house. Okay, let's go look at homes. What? Do they even want to look at houses? Maybe they want to look at land. Maybe they want to look at commercial. Maybe they're not even buying it. Maybe it's for their mom and dad, right? Why are they buying it? Maybe they want land because they have dogs and they love their dogs. You know, what's important? So what happens to your guys' clients' experience if you don't understand their needs? What happens? Frustration, 100%. Discouraged, angry. I don't know. I've been cussed out a couple times. What else? What do they experience? You're the buyer. And you just realize your agent doesn't know nothing. How do you feel? Get away from me. Oh, man, I made the worst decision. I want a divorce. Not in good hands. Yeah, it's not a good feeling. What's that? It's not Allstate. So at the end of the day, look, buyers, their goal is to find the right home at the best price in the right time with the least number of problems. Be really in tune. We do what's called buyer consultations. We also have scripts around qualifying questions. We train our agents to ask questions. Ron has been practicing scripts with us, and there's actually one specific formula that we use. It's called reverse questions. Who, what, when, where, why. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. Why is the lowest form of questioning. You never ask why, unless you have to. But when you ask people why, it makes them defensive. Kid knocks over a glass of milk and you go, why'd you spill it? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, and they get defensive. But if you go, hey, what happened? Now they're going to tell you what happened. Does that make sense? So if a buyer says, I'm just looking right now, I'm not going to go, why are you looking? Well, none of your business, right? I would say, oh, cool. I like looking at homes too. That's why I got in the business. What got you looking? And they're going to tell me what? They're going to tell me their motivation. Oh, I've seen this price. It's in our budget. Or, hey, that extra bedroom downstairs, that's good for moms because their knee's not good. Does that make sense? Yeah. So when you're not in tune, you can't service them. But when you're in tune with the market and with them, you provide exceptional service. All right, let's talk about this phrase. With the least number of problems. What are some problems that can occur?
Buyers fall out.
Buyers fall out? Appraisal doesn't come to value. Issues with the house.
Buyers start spending, and then when it goes to underwriting.
Oh, they went and bought a car in the middle of everything or some furniture, put it on credit.
Documents are not coming in on time.
Yeah. Most lenders will do this. Most lenders, like we have one gentleman that we use. His name's Rob Reiner, and he would email them with their approval, the 10 commandments to approvals, and it was a picture, it's a PDF file, and it was a scroll, like an ancient scroll looking thing, and there he said 10 commandments of buying, right, or of your approval, and at the top it said, don't change your jobs, don't switch jobs, right, don't move any money around, don't do anything with your credit, and it had these 10 things, right? With what you guys discussed and what we just shared right now, would you agree that buyers or sellers hearing that information might prevent problems? Yeah, it's small things like that that will help solve problems later on down the road. So that's why we do buyer consults and we talk about stuff. When we talk about list price to sales price, when it comes to buyers, again, you're setting expectations and helping them put themselves in a position to get their offer accepted. Otherwise, and I've experienced this, you get buyers that are just super hopeful that they heard, oh, and it does happen. That person got 50,000 off. Here's a good example. I had a seller who was like, man, our home's been on the market a while. It's in Cal City. Cal City homes kind of take a while to sell. They go, but our friend, their realtor sold their house for top dollar and quickly. And I was like, that don't sound right, but okay, let me go look. And I checked, and it's actually one of my friends. Her name's Janet. Called her, and she was like, oh yeah, JD, we sold that one, but we didn't sell it for top dollar. They got it for like 50% below market value. It was sold to an investor. And so I don't even know where I was going with that one, but main thing is setting the expectations and knowing the numbers. They'll help solve problems so people don't get discouraged, right? So if they're making offers or they're trying to sell their house, they're going to see and hear things, but the reality is it's 97%. When you're looking to buy or sell, you're going to get 97% or you're going to pay about 97%. I've seen buyers go in there thinking they get major discounts because they heard of things, and then after about 3 offers, they get discouraged. Has anyone experienced that yet? JQ? I know JQ has. Yeah, like JQ told them till he's blue in the face, like, look, it's not what the market's doing, but we'll write it up. And you go through a few of them, and some of them will even say it's you. Not too often, but yeah, if they're not educated appropriately or they just don't understand, and you don't sit down and qualify and talk, then you're gonna have problems.
Where can we find that list for the 10 commandments? I just found it. Oh, you did? Or is it? Yeah, I just did a generic 10 commandments for approval of real estate.
There you go.
And then AI overview actually has a list, and this first one is thou shalt not change jobs.
Email that to Mondo, and we'll make sure everyone gets a copy of it.
Okay.
It's mondo@kw.com.
I attach a copy to the flyers when I do the open house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I attach a copy for the visitor when they come in, so that they know after I ask them a question, if they're buying or if we think of buying, then I give them that.
I'm wondering if this is because my slide is not matching up with this, but that's okay. Okay, I want to give you guys an example. Put on your realtor hat. You ready? I want you to envision this. You're at a listing presentation. Someone's interviewing you to sell their home. And the seller's like, you know what? I don't know about selling my house. I'm not sure if I want to sell my home yet. I'm a little unsure. Okay, that's the scenario. You can do a CMA analysis, remind sellers of their motivation to move, remind sellers about their destination, and discuss the risks of starting over. Now, here's the question. What are general strategies you can have in place to prevent or minimize challenges? Get 2 to 3 answers. What are some things you can do to help minimize challenges? One of them is spend enough time with your clients, communicate often, understand their needs. Those are a few of them. What are some other things? What are some things that you can do to prevent or minimize challenges?
Setting expectations up front.
Oh yeah, setting expectations up front, even when it comes to phone calls, right? Hey, I'm available from this time to this time. Mm. Yeah, having faith in the person you're working with, just building that relationship.
I think that you want to know they have thought about selling, now that I'm not too sure, then I would ask them what was your reason or goal when you decided that?
Yeah, bringing them back to the motivation. Yeah, bring them back to the motivation. It's it's the carrot or stick. Some people, most people move because of life, right? Kids, increase in income, decrease, hardships, all that stuff. Um, uh, lost my train of thought. What'd you say, Clara?
I said, ask them what was the main reason why they originally thought about selling,
Yeah,
but now they are not too sure.
yeah. Bring them back to the motivation. That's what's going. Finding the motivation and then also the pain behind it, right? Some people want a single story because of the steps. They want to go up and down them. Here's another thing. Here's two things that you guys can simply do that'll help you solve problems. The first one is review your statistics, know your market. In Gavar, statistics are on the front page. Get to know those. Review them at least once a month. And the second thing is go to the team meetings, the office meetings. They have so much information in there. It's not that you're going to be like, oh yeah, in this office meeting I learned the list price to sales price percentage. You will if you go to the office meetings that's called the market. They have one that's called it's like market of the moment or something like that. I think they do it once a quarter. State of the market, something like that. The office does it, but it's not really intended for that. It's during those office meetings they're giving you guys resources to use. So here's an example in there. They're saying, hey, sign up for Ignite, guys, right? You really wouldn't know Ignite's happening unless you're tied into the office like that. But if you go to Ignite, it'll help you tremendously in your real estate career. That's going to help them too. So going to those office meetings, you're going to find out resources that are going to help you improve your business. All right, here are the top 10 service areas of the buyer value prop from the book, the MREA. I'll quickly share the services that agents provide to buyers. We will cover these services. Service areas in more details in upcoming sessions. So you're going to talk more about this in Ignite. Top 10 services for buyers. Does everyone know? Does everyone understand everything there? Does someone have any questions on any of that?
Just real quick, the needs analysis portion.
Yeah. What's that look like?
Why would we do that before pre-qual?
So when you say pre-qual, what's that to you? Like
Qualifying.
Oh, before getting approved with a lender.
That they're ready, willing, able to go. They have a timeline. Yeah.
Yep, I gotcha.
Pre-qual for us, so that we're not wasting our time as well as their time.
So your question is, why qualify them before I send them to a lender?
Well, what's the needs analysis part?
Oh, what is the need?
Other than the needs analysis before that.
Okay. Nope, you're good. So there's
Qualifying them first would be my first.
so I'm going to share two tools with you that we use. The first one is it's a simple script. So this first one is we kind of stopped doing this over the phone. We used to do this over the phone with them, or when we'd meet them the first time, we would ask these questions first before we set an appointment. Now it's a little different. Now we just want to go meet them. First, we're going to meet them in person. We ask these questions to set up an appointment. And so this is the first set. These are 15, 16 questions that when someone says, I'm thinking about buying or I'm thinking about selling, this is where we start to qualify them. That makes sense? If it's Zillow or if it's like a sign call, I've never talked to them or met them, I ask 3 questions. When do you want to go see it? So I can go meet you. What did you like most about this? And is there any other areas or properties I can look for you? Those are the 3 questions I ask. And it's not to necessarily qualify them. It's just in case that appointment doesn't work out, I know what they're kind of looking for. I know the motivation and I know what areas. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Once I meet with them, I'm starting to ask these questions, right? And then I'm like, hey, so what's keeping you guys from buying? Oh, financing. You know, it's so expensive nowadays. I can't afford a house. Or like my credit's funny. I don't know. But then I ask these questions because the goal is I'm going to talk to them and get a better understanding. If they go, well, I'm not actually buying. I'm looking for my parents. I'm like, well, let me talk to your parents, right? So I know from there, I'm like, oh, I'm talking to the wrong person. I've seen so many agents, they've 2 weeks they're out showing houses and they go, can you believe I've been showing this person homes? And it wasn't even for them. It was for one of their friends or it's for one of their aunts and uncles. They're not the buyer. So many times I see that happen. Could have avoided it if you would have just asked these questions. And then what we go to next is what's called our buyer consultations. So at the end of it, you'll see at the end of this script, you will see right here. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me today. Here's what I suggest we do. Let's meet, outline your options, take the first 2 or 3 steps together in the home buying process for about 15 minutes. Does that work for you? And I go, yeah, JD, what, you got a moving truck and all that stuff? Yeah, let me show you. And then when we meet with them, we have our presentations. We have one for buyers. We have one for sellers. Here's the buyer one. I'm just going to cruise through it real quick because we're not going to have time to go through everything. And there probably will be more questions. What I would say, if you got questions, connect with your leadership and talk to them about creating your own presentation. And I always run groups where we're practicing these things. So this is the presentation. Talks about, hey, this is what we're going to do in today's meeting. There's a little bit of information about myself. Here's info about our team captain, some information about our team. There's our moving truck, not that one because that one got stolen. Here's 2 key factors on your buying process. Here's the step-by-step plan, step 1, step 2, step 3. And I'll touch on this one. Financing, we talk about financing. We tell them what types of financing are out there. We use this time to plug in our vendors and let them know we have specials or vendors. Tell them we're going to set them up on a custom home search. We're going to help them view homes. We're going to help them negotiate and make offers, get it accepted. We talk about market conditions, due diligence, what happens when you get into escrow. Well, what you need to do as a buyer when you're opening escrow, which is open escrow, home inspections, appraisal, disclosures. The escrow process, these 2 kind of go together. And then the closing process, yeah, you get your keys. The next step is we got to sign an agreement. Are you ready? So we do all that. Reason being is now we fully understand what they're looking for. We know they're motivated, and we're going to ask them, do you feel like I can get the job of getting you into the home done? Great. Sign here.
Is that generic or specific for buyers or sellers?
This one,
Yeah.
that one was specific for buyers. This one is our seller one. But kind of the same thing. Just we have our testimonials in there, videos, what we do to get property sold. That was a little bit longer, a little more tedious too. You gotta have some skills to get that one down, huh? Okay. So we qualified them. We met with them. We asked digging questions. We understand what they're looking for, and then we sit down. We educate them. They believe we can get the job done, and then they hire us. That's all before we send them to a lender to get pre-approved. Because I want to make sure I send it to the right lender, right? So we have mainly 3 that we run around, right? But one of them is Zillow Home Loans. They have some amazing products, but not a lot of them, right, JQ? They got a 1% down. They don't have a down payment assistance program. They have a 1% down though. So if someone goes, no, I specifically want Cal Haffa, I can't use them, right? But ZHL, they say, hey, JD, with any of your buyers, you bring them to us, we'll waive the appraisal fee. Not my other 2 lenders, they don't do that, but ZHL does. So we use all 3 of them. That's why we sit down and discuss what they're looking for so we know which lenders to recommend, or we tell them like, hey, look, this one's strong here, this one's strong there. Does that help answer your question? Okay. You're welcome. So that's the needs analysis. Pre-qual or pre-approval, they oftentimes need help getting pre-approved. I just met with a client a couple days ago, and they already came pre-approved with their mom's lender. Mom is a longtime client of mine. But we got to talking about financing, and they had so many questions. The lender didn't consult with them. He just said, hey, what's your credit? How much do you make? Boom, 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 you're approved. And I was like, well, did you guys talk about down payment programs, rate buy downs, 15-year programs? Like, and they're like, no. Luckily, I had Brad here next door. I ran over, I was like, Brad, question. Like, Brad, another question. And I was like, Brad, just come in here. Came in, they sat down, and they're like, I'm so glad we met with you because they were going to put like $70,000 down. Now they're looking at scenarios where they're going to put maybe $40,000 down. They're going to save 30 grand. Same payment and everything. Same payment, everything's the same. Different program. But that other lender, it was a credit union. Credit unions, they usually have the cheapest product, the lowest interest rate. They're not flexible on their programs. They don't have a lot of programs. Big banks, the bigger the banks and the credit unions, the less they have. because they have so many people coming to them that they don't have to be creative. Does that make sense? But Brad's, and they're all direct lenders. They're all regulated the same. Brad's bank is just smaller, or Brad's bank works with multiple banks, so he has more programs. Neighborhood info, that's another one. Home search, make an offer. Neighborhood information. Did you guys know in command, in the contact, you can assign a neighborhood to them? There's thousands of neighborhoods out here in the Antelope Valley. And I'm not talking like, 30th to 35th West between, Rancho Vista and Avenue M. I'm like, it's this block to that block and around the corner here. The neighborhoods are so crazy.
Can you circle the neighborhood like on the map? Because I saw there was a drop down, but like it was a whole bunch of like divisions.
Yeah, you see in the lines, right? Because those lines are those are the different neighborhoods. I don't think you can do a radius, but you can assign multiple neighborhoods. And they get an email every month that tells them about that neighborhood. I'm signed up for mine in my neighborhood. I'm in Quartz Hill, and one of the things that I like the most is it tells you about the community. So in that community, it's like they say a lot of artists live there, a lot of mechanics live out there. There's a lot of little shops out there too. So it has that, and then it'll tell me like homes that are selling in my neighborhood, what my home is worth. That's all in command. Making an offer, negotiating to buy, vendor coordination, pre-close preparation, closing, post-closing. There's still needs that buyers have once they get their keys and they move in all the time. I get questions years later. All right, top 10 needs, top 10 services for sellers. Going to look similar. Needs analysis always. Pricing strategy. We got to get to a price that's going to sell. Getting the home ready for the market. When we list properties, our team sends an email out with a video on how to get everything ready and staged, and we'll even go there and help them stage the house. Sometimes we stage it with our own stuff if we have enough. Marketing strategy. What are we gonna do to get this property sold? Hey, I'm gonna receive offers and review them for you. I'm gonna help you negotiate it, and then at the end get it sold, and then help you get out of there in a timely manner. So if you need movers, trucks, storage, we got you. Then we'll close, and then obviously getting the money to you afterwards. These are all services that we're gonna do for sellers. Anything stick out or any questions on any of these? Okay. What buyers want most from their agent? This comes from 2021 profile of home buyers and sellers. Write this down, guys. January 17th. It's either car.org or National Association of Realtors. I don't know if it's NAR.org, but I know car.org. They're going to come out with their 2025 survey. And in there, they talk about the profiles of home buyers and sellers. It's like 70 slides. For sell by owners, how many actually sold? What did they on average sell them for? What was their challenges? That's going to come out January 17th. This one is from 2021, NAR profile. 2021, 52% of buyers said, hey, we need help finding the right home. 13% said, hey, we need help negotiating it, or what they want most, not just it's what they want most. First one is help me find the home. To be honest with you, I think that's changed. Most buyers are finding homes themselves because of Zillow. Help buyers negotiate the terms of the sale. I think that's gone up. I'm pretty sure that's gone up. As more buyers are like, I can kind of find the home, but understanding the paperwork, that's kind of where I need to go. And then negotiating. Clients are always asking especially if they're first-time buyers, what would you offer? What would get our offer accepted, right? And then 24% was other. On the flip side, nope, not yet. Factors buyers value when choosing their agent. So these are factors. Is the agent honest and trustworthy? Star, you're talking about that. 44%, they're asking themselves, can I trust this guy or girl, lady? 19%, what's your experience? Show me testimonials. I want to talk to your clients. Reputation of the agent. 17% is what's my agent known for, right? And 44% is other.
For new agents like me, the experience makes me nervous. So I tell them that you're backed by like over 50 plus years experience with your Keller Williams team.
Yeah.
And my mentor. I always leverage my mentor.
Yeah.
I really don't like telling them, you're my first client.
Yeah, leverage the office. In-house broker. Okay, these are sellers. 21% wanted to know how to price it competitively. 20% needed help marketing the home to buyers. 16% sell it within a time frame. The other 16% is find ways to fix up the home and sell it for more. 27% is other. So sellers help me price it accordingly, help me find the buyer, keep me within a certain time frame, and then tell me what I got to do to make the most amount of money. What do I got to fix? If anyone ever says, I want to sell, but I want to do some stuff before you come over, tell them no. Let me come over first, because I've helped sellers save thousands of dollars from keeping them from doing repairs that they didn't need to do. And here's one example. It's a true story. I had a guy named Terry Wade, old-time client of mine. He calls me one day, and he wasn't even going to sell. We were just catching up. And he goes, hey, JD, just give you a heads up. I'm doing a whole bunch of work on the house, and once the plumbing's done, I'm going to call you and come over and we'll have a beer. And I was like, okay, cool. But I'm curious, how much do they charge you? And he's like, well, the plumbing that's coming out, they're going to charge me $17,000. And I was like, dude, that's a lot for his house, And I was like, don't do that yet, Terry. Like, hold off. He's like, no, JD, they're coming today. And I was like, dude, let me call my guy. Let me send him over there this morning. That just sounds like too much. He's like, well, as long as you get here before 4, I'll whatever. And I was like, okay. Sent my guy over there, Gilbert, and they hired him, and it ended up being an $8,000 job. That phone call saved him $9,000, $8,000, whatever the math is. Yeah. So that's why I say, hey, look, don't go fix things. I know what buyers are looking for. What you think you need to fix, you might not have to. Oftentimes they think, oh, I'll just, I'll paint the chipped areas and then we can ask for like 20,000 more, right? No, it doesn't work that way. All right, sellers, they want, this is a big one. They want to know reputation of agent. I can tell you, being on the sell side, sellers, now after they bought and they've had an experience, they're more of like, who am I working with? They're very mindful of that. Is the agent honest and trustworthy? Again, that's in the top. And then agent is a friend or family member, 17%. That's the same slide. Okay, pretty sure. Have you guys used, do we still use the app? Oh, okay. This is just talking about Command in general, not just the app. So in Command, here's a few things. You have smart plans. You guys know what smart plans are? They're follow-up systems, right? You can use smart plans. You can track contacts, leads, customize intelligence, and build deeper relationships. You have the KW app. You also have your own agent site. Those are value propositions that you can put in there. So if you're working with buyers, tell them, hey, download my app. They go down and say, hey, look, this thing works just like Zillow. The only thing is Zillow's in the business to sell your information to a realtor. You ever signed up for one of those websites and then your phone goes off? Yeah. Well, the cool thing is with my app, you can go run research just like you would on Zillow, have access to all the homes, if not more. But if you like a property, it only goes to me. So you only get one call and it comes from me. So you're not bothered by all these different agents. Value proposition. Would you guys agree? Okay, ahas, what do we got? Uh-oh, it's gonna be a long day, guys. You can't leave until I get an aha. Ooh, access to tools. I'm sorry, I cut you off. You said access to tools. And then what was the last part? To give to. Oh, yeah. Access to tools for your career. What else? Come a long way, guys. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Economist of choice, investment in knowledge, being available, passion, Ron's a DJ, free house cleaning, housewarming gifts. We talked about list price to sales price percentage, knowing your numbers, client-centered. Ways to use the app, yeah. Yeah. You know you guys got Canva for free? Or Canva Pro, whatever it is?
I like the whole part that we don't sell your info. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, all the time. We don't sell your info. Guess what? Okay, Ron, go work as a RE/MAX agent. You go see a house, you got to pick up your phone, you got to call them, schedule the appointment, wait for the call back, hope they pick up, hope they return your call, right? Guess what? With my app, you just smash that love button and it lets me know right away you're interested in this property and I get to work. Super convenient, right? Oh, yeah, interest rates, solving problems. Value props around interest rate. There's a guy in Texas, his name is Elio. His family owned a Mexican restaurant in Texas. I can't remember what part of Texas. I think El Paso. And he worked there, and he's like, man, this is hard work. He goes, but if I can work this hard doing this, maybe I can work this hard doing something else. So he got into real estate. His first year, he closed 50 transactions. I know. Right now, he's closing like 200, 300. He's buying complexes, drives a Lamborghini. He has 2 Lamborghinis, the same color. One's an SUV and one's a regular car. Yeah. Kid's younger than me. I seen him. He's wearing a nice Versace jacket. Like I'm like a Wrangler Levi guy, so I'm not used to that stuff. And I was like, I seen him for the first time. I was like, can I touch you? We were taking a picture, and I was like, gonna put and I was like, can I touch you? And I was like, this is a nice jacket, man, dude. And anyways, when it comes to the interest rates, what he would do is he would just go to really nice new construction homes, and he just started doing videos. JQ, were you with us when we met him? No, huh? Dang. So he would go through, and then people would just, oh, those are amazing. They really liked the homes that he was sharing. And he's like, I went and did like not new construction homes and some other, because you guys been to the model homes, right? Yeah. Are they nice? Yeah. He'd go do a regular home, and he's like, those got no attention. But like the nice model homes, people all the time, the lighting's great, it's designed right. And so he accidentally stumbled across that. But like even right now, builders, they will offer really great interest rates if you use their lender, right? So he started doing that, and he blew up from there. What ended up happening was he was getting low interest rates for these new construction homes. He would just pump out new construction info and be like, get a good rate with me. And that's how he got 50 transactions in 1 year. He got to a point where he was like, I was getting so many people reaching out to me that on my Instagram, I have an automated response. If you message me on anything, it's going to say, hey, I got your message. I'm excited to meet with you. One requirement for our meeting before we meet is that you need to get pre-approved. Here's a link to my lender. And so the only way he'd call you back is that lender would be like, here's a pre-approved buyer, Elio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he tied that in with interest rates and new construction.
Where was he posting these videos?
Instagram. Wow. I'll tell you his Instagram name.
Yes.
Super easy. Elio, E-L-I-O, realtor. And kid's in his 20s. E-L-I-O, realtor. Just so you can see. Yeah, there he is. Oh, there's his Lamborghini. That's the one. Oh, yeah, all the time. He's always flossing. He owns a ranch now. Yep. That's his name, yeah, Elio Alanis, right there. That's his, yeah, E-L-I-O. E-L-I-O. Cool.
He looks like you.
Ah, nice. Or maybe, oh yeah, I like that. He looks like you, yeah. Someone was like, you look like him, and I was like, no, he looks like me. Yeah, he's got a good head of hair. Okay, 3 steps to define your value prop. Identify your knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs that make you qualified to be a great real estate agent. Transform the value you provide and the value of KW in your market center. And then build your value prop statement. Step 1. Nope. Okay. So we're going to create your guys' value proposition. Is there a spot for you guys to write in there? Yeah, your knowledge. Okay. Write down your knowledge, attitudes, skills, and beliefs. Go ahead and take a couple minutes to do that. By the way, guys, completing Ignite is one of those things you put in there. When I took Ignite and I did Bold, I'd put that in my presentation. I was like, I took a 18-week course, took 2 hours of my day every day, but it showed me everything, right? And now I have all this information. Or we have what's called ALC, Agent Leadership Council. I would tell people, hey, I've been an ALC member for 8 years. I've done it 8 times. What knowledge did I get from that? How it's going to help you out is I learned leadership skills. When you're selling and buying real estate, you want me to lead the charge, right? Well, I know how to do that and communicate effectively. And I did that through 8 years of volunteering and running the #1 office in the Antelope Valley. Knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs. What knowledge do you bring? It could be in this industry, out of this industry. What attitudes am I bringing to this job? JQ always starts his listing presentation. What do you tell people? He says, I am the #1 agent on the team. I am the #1 agent out here. Am I right? Attitude. At first I was like, damn, JQ. It's a little heavy, no? Okay. But he acts like it, and the numbers show it. What skills do you offer? Okay. Step 2, we're going to move kind of fast through this, guys. Transform the value. You transform the value you provide and the value of KW and your market center into benefits for your clients. So here's an example. Perhaps you are a teacher or a little league coach. You have experience helping others. How did your personal experience make you especially helpful? How could you use it in the future? When considering how to make it real estate relevant, think about what buyers and sellers say are the most important factors to them. So use some of your past experience. Like I said, ALC, I learned leadership, and then I tied it into real estate. And I was like, when you're looking for me to lead this thing, right? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Anyone got an example they can share with us? I see y'all writing. I'll just come up to you. What'd you put down? What do you got?
Okay. Well, there's a lot of value that I'm bilingual. So
Love it. Yeah, dude. 50% of buyers in the next 10 years are going to be Hispanic families. You'll find that in the NAR stats. That's why I hired a full team of bilingual ISAs, sales associates. They're based out of Mexico. They make full-time calls Monday through Friday. Cool. Build your value proposition statement. That's going to be the third one. The strongest value proposition for your client combines the value you offer, backed by the value offered by Keller Williams and your market center. So it's what you provide, it's what Keller Williams provides, and then it's also what your market center provides. Don't confuse Keller Williams as market center. There's Keller Williams International, and then there's KWAV. Here's some things that you guys need to know about KWAV. First one is you can combine #2 and #3, and they still don't sell as much as we do in a year. #2 and #3 is typically RE/MAX and Berkshire. Okay, on average, we're selling around 1,000 homes a year. They 600 to 500. Combine them, they typically don't beat us out. Matter of fact, at some point in time, you'd be able to take our top 20%, or top 20 agents in the office, and they would produce more than one of those offices, #2. This office in 2000, I want to say 13, but I could be off on the year, but it has at one point in time been the #1 Keller Williams brokerage in the nation. We have almost 400 realtors. Why is that beneficial to buyers and sellers? Hey, as soon as you hire me, I'm going to go to my 400 agents and say, this guy's looking for a house. Is that beneficial? As soon as you put your home up for sale with me, I'm going to go to my agents and say, hey, 400, yeah, these are for sale. Is that beneficial? Yeah, right? A few things you need to know about this market center specifically. We are recognized in the top Keller Williams brokerages in the nation all the time for a number of different things. We are so good. We are what's called an incubator office. So if there's another Keller Williams that's going to open up somewhere, they send those people that are going to open those realtors to our office for a couple months to learn the systems. Wow. Yep. This is a special place. Not every Keller Williams is profitable and as good as this place is. This is you. I trip out on this all the time. I've been here 15 years. I get chills talking about it. I think about it. I go, okay, if I was going to go talk to the best people in this industry, who would it be? Well, number one is Keller Williams, right? We have what's called the trifecta. We have the most agent count, we sell the most units, and we sell the most amount of money in real estate. So we have the trifecta. We've had it for a while. If you go look who's the most influential person in real estate, it's Gary Keller, right? And so our office has been recognized so much that we are being put into rooms with Gary and his leaders. So our team, we may or may not go, I'm not sure yet, but we made it into the top 100 for our region out of thousands of other real estate agents. So they're doing a special seminar for the top 100. We're meeting with Jay Papsan. He helped write the MREA and the One Thing, right? Yep. Actually, maybe just the One Thing, not the MRA. But anyways, you guys are like, this office will put you in, like, this is the best in our industry, the best. Not just like locally, like in the world, you're not going to get any kind of better training than you would here. It's just recognized for it. So anyways, put that into your value prop, guys. Okay, who's done a value prop before? Who has one? You got one? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Yeah, give it to us. Yeah. No, you know what? Never mind. Change my mind. No, I want to hear it. Let's go.
Yep, exactly where I'm gonna go.
I have pro. I don't know why it's not giving me pro. It's okay. We'll get through it. Okay, while she's getting that one ready, I'm going to create a value prop right in front of you guys, right? So we talked about the first one was skill, I believe. Okay, knowledge, attitude, skills, and belief. We're gonna do an AI built value prop for a hypothetical realtor. Let's talk about what knowledge they might have. Okay, so did anyone write anything down when it comes to knowledge? What did you write down?
Finance.
Oh.
Not being afraid of numbers. Or finance background. Negotiation.
Okay, and attitudes. Number one agent.
Enthusiastic, positive, and information.
Hope I spell some of these words right. Remember, guys, I didn't graduate high school, so if I get a couple of words wrong here, don't make fun of me. Skills. What are some skills? Well, we kind of talked about it. Empathetic.
Soft skills like professionalism.
Love that. Beliefs. I'm going to put this one in. Win-win. Always a win-win. We have what's called a WI4Cs, 2 Ts. And I'm not going to get them all, but I know the first one is win-win or there's no deal. Integrity through all things. And then if you need to know the rest, go to Iman. She knows it. Customers always come first. Communication. Seek to understand. What are some benefits that people get working with us or you guys? I'll put moving truck.
My office staff, whole team.
Vendor list.
Anything else? Tech and past. I love ChatGPT. Ask JQ. I am always in that thing. My life is like structured by it right now. And so I've even tailored my ChatGPT, like it learns me. And you can go in and change the settings so it can talk to you a certain way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So
Conversations with her name's Melanie.
yeah.
And she addresses me by safety.
Yep.
And I used her to create my value prop.
And always thank it.
Yeah, I don't want Terminator to come get me. But the one thing that I make it clear, like it's learned, the things that I like, power and influence. So I'm gonna throw my own juice in there. With power and influence, here we go. Don't make me do this. No, you didn't. No. Come on. No, that's Control Z?
Try it.
Really?
Yeah, click in there and see what Control Z does for you.
Not a darn thing. Well, that's okay. Good try. Hold on. You wrote it down? Do you have ChatGPT? Yeah. Can you put it in there? What'd you get?
Working on it. Here's a type professional value proposition that stays concise while carrying real weight. I deliver top-tier real estate outcomes by combining elite negotiation skill, deep financial expertise, and cutting-edge technology backed by a full-service team. As the #1 agent, I advocate relentlessly for win-win deals, protect my clients' interests at every step, and simplify the process through proprietary tools, trusted vendors, and proven experience. Results first, clients always.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's long. They say it should be like an elevator speech. Hey, what do you do? I help people build generational wealth through real estate by protecting, transferring, or selling or buying real estate. Right? Real quick, 1 minute. So if you could put in there, make this a 1 minute, 1 minute mission statement or value proposition. I still got 4 minutes, Kevin. Don't you be kicking me out of here. We got the office meeting coming up.
I just wanted to see what you're saying.
We're building a value prop right now.
Yeah.
What was that? Turn it into a 1 minute statement or shorter statement. See what it does. That was already kind of underneath 1 minute. Oh, perfect. That was on time, big dog. Cool thing is you already got the Zoom up.
Honestly, that's coming out longer.
Is it? So
It takes a minute to say.
tell them, make it shorter. A few sentences.
Yeah.
Shorter and a few sentences. It was like, oh, okay, we'll pause here.
How's JD doing?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep him around.
He's hot.
Yeah, he is.
He's fire.
Ooh, fuego.
He's igniting.
I'm a #1 agent who combines financial expertise, elite negotiation, and modern technology with a full-service team to deliver clear win-win real estate results through trust, advocacy, and proven experience.
I like that better. That was a good one. Okay, guys, so do you guys have everything you need to go create your own value proposition? Is there anyone that doesn't know how to create it yet? Cool. If you do need help, come talk to your leadership. There's one right here. You talk to Victoria as well. UMass door is always open. Catch me if you can. But talk to your leadership. All right, and then last thing, guys, don't forget about your success systems. You need to go do what? What's your daily success system?
10 contacts. 10 calls.
10 calls.
10 handwritten notes.
Yeah.
10 5-1 social media engagements.
Yep, 10, 5, 1 social media engagements. It's in your Ignite. 10 Zelle payments to Kev. All right, guys, thank you for your time. I'm out of time. You're welcome. I think we're going to get started in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got to get the system set up and everything, so we are good. But take a potty break and meet me back in here. Sorry, I have dogs.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
I like to talk to your children.
Yeah. All right, guys, everybody come back now. There'll be snacks and milk.
All right, cool. You got any kids? Want me to get Mama?
Yeah, grab them if you can.
Yep.
Catch them if you can.
What are we taking next?
It's a team meeting.
Team meeting.
Yeah, so we're gonna go just some quick slides, and we're gonna have a cool little workshop for everybody. It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
1 hour?
Hmm?
1 hour?
it starts at 11, and it's 11 right now, so it's kind of back to back. I'm sorry it's so long today, we're debating not to do the team meeting just because of Ignite, but I was like, you know, it's the first team meeting of the year. Let's do it.
So how long is it? Only reason why I asked, I haven't.
Team meetings are usually about an hour, but I would say at least it's going to be quick at first, and then we're going to get right into. Yeah. We're going to do vision boards. So we have everything for vision boards. We're going to have like cutouts and like just like your goal for 2026 on a board. And so that's what we're working on. That's going to be like the activity. So like as soon as you get that done, you can bounce. Yeah, slap the Taj and freaking, you know, a couple Ferraris and you're good. Yeah. No, you can stay. Yeah. No, if you guys.
You'll know I'm not rocking out because I got bored.
I got you.
But I think it'd be a fun.
Yeah, it'd be good. And I'll get through the slides quick so that way you have a little bit of time to work on it.
Thank you. We're getting into our next meeting, guys. This is the second.
We told them 5 minutes.